Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fintech Frenzy live stream. Can you believe it? 2 days in a row, didn't skip. Okay. If it wasn't for this Cathie Wood and Elon Musk live stream, I probably would have skipped. I mean, the news has been sparse lately. People are taking it in for the holidays. They're not actually showing off many new products. And also, we might even be going into a blackout period soon. So essentially, not a lot of news. But that being said, news happened today. SoFi has reached the ability to offer through the SoFi Invest platform Cathie Wood's venture fund. That's it. I just broke the news in the first minute. Ladies and gentlemen, so Cathie Wood said a couple things. One, that this platform or this fund, which they offer a bunch of private equity funds, including SpaceX and X, Elon Musk's Twitter, okay, X platform. Both of those are actually offered on this fund as well. And now you can actually buy them on SoFi. She said SoFi specifically, not any other funds except for Titan app. She said that this small company that was an Andreessen Horowitz company had been offering them for some time. So I looked them up, and because obviously this is not a name that I know through Canada, but I got to see some of these holdings for this private equity fund that she holds. And I thought we could go through them. It's not exclusive to SoFi's platform, but in terms of opening it up to the mass number of investors, it might as well be exclusive, because I don't know many people that are using Titan. Obviously, they did do a sizable funding round, but nothing to the size of SoFi. And yes, Timothy, we will talk about the rumor. Don't you worry, my friend. Well, I don't want to go into. Let's first talk about this venture fund, and then I will clear up exactly how this marks off a massive rumor that had also come true once again. So one, Cathie Wood is buying these companies. Let me make this a lot larger so you guys can see. Databricks, SpaceX. Okay, what else are some other big names? Shield AI, Epic Games, very exciting. Discord. She threw in also a couple of publicly traded companies, which I thought was interesting. Some of the names that Cathie really likes: Tesla, Roku, Block, Shopify. You can actually see there's quite a large bulk here that fills her investment fund. But you know, they have things like Flexport as well, and Robinhood, and all of these things. It's probably just as money is coming in faster and faster that they can't actually get open positions on these companies. So they hold public companies until they can actually get openings for companies to double down on their, SpaceX investment and Anthropic and these sorts of things. So it's exciting. But I think that the idea that this is a very good way for Elon fans, which definitely drives a massive audience onto the likes of SoFi's platform, is quite exciting. And the fact that they just said that on X was quite cool. Saying that you can only really buy X. What? My Google phone's going crazy. Hopefully it didn't light up again. But yeah, so still very exciting. And this does actually further the rumors that I had talked about a while ago. So if you guys remember, whenever we were talking about the rumors back whenever I first said that crypto was going to get off this platform this year, no one believed me. I literally got like hate mail from people saying, hey, Tanner, why don't you stop spreading the misinformation? Okay, because it's going to hurt SoFi stock, as if I have any power over SoFi stock, or even the fact that all of you guys put together is not going to control SoFi's share price. But I do think that this does prove that the other rumors that were said were also true. Now, from that same source, I heard that crypto was leaving. I heard that options are probably not going to come, level 1 options are probably not going to come till 2025. That one sucks. But that the massive concentration of their investment is going to be on automated accounts for 2024. Okay, they said that we'll start seeing things like mutual funds and alternative assets to be added between this year and early parts of 2024. Well, that's exactly what this is. This is access to private equity investments, first going through Cathie's ARK funds, okay, which is a very popular fund amongst retail investors. But this does also open the door for other things, like, access to private equity is great, but more funds that offer this, and of just, higher amounts of just total capital amongst them. We want access to, private credit, eventually getting into 24/5 markets, which is something that is also directly offered through their Apex Fintech solution, the company that I had suggested that they merge with, and then that came a huge storm on X as well. But Apex literally offers 24/5 markets right now. Okay, they offer other things like fractional fixed income purchases as well, and these sorts of things, which I think is quite interesting. That SoFi also hasn't taken them up on. I'm sure those products are probably quite costly right now, but if you want to have the best SoFi Invest product, that's, in my opinion, what they should do. Yeah. We should make a diss track against bearish Tanner. This is not bearish. I'm not bearish, Tanner. This is super positive. Having access to things like X and SpaceX are going to bring out some very, very, like, there is a cult following around Elon Musk. Okay. I'm not completely cultish. I'm cultish on the idea that I think that Tesla's the best car company that's ever been formed, but I'm not, like, hungry to get my hands on any single investment that Elon Musk has ever touched at any single funding round, right? Things get overvalued and undervalued all the time. But that doesn't mean that those people don't exist. And that access to SoFi, even if it's not to invest right now, might be to open up an account, whether it's just through SoFi Invest or through some of their other products. So then they have the ability to start funding in money if they need to start making an investment when they believe that this fund is undervalued, right? Opening up positions to get access for later use. That could drive, people to have money close by, so then they could transfer it into SoFi Invest. So imagine maybe SoFi Money seeing a large increase in deposits, so then people could potentially invest in X or SpaceX whenever available. Or even if people are just trying to get a great private equity fund. Historically, they have performed much better than public markets historically, right? That's why so many companies do it. And they're willing to take a high MER to get access to these companies. And so who knows, maybe even a Mint or someone buys this because they want access to Databricks, because that is the bulk of the fund, actually. SpaceX a close second, though. I joined Tanner's cult. Yeah, it's a small cult. Wait till I build the next PayPal or Tesla or something like that. Then maybe we can see the numbers start rising. But I don't think I got it in me. Makes sense with the huge SoFi at work growing. Robert, is there anything else aside from what we heard with what was the company? There's a company that just reported that they're using SoFi at work, but I haven't heard any news aside from them coming out and them using the student loan verification service that we just offered. But I could potentially see there being a large bump up due to the 2024 contribution change for the 401k. So that could be quite interesting, but I haven't heard anything of like this massive bump in SoFi at work. Free name brand recognition, yeah, to a massive audience. That was really exciting, honestly. And I think that I know that Anthony Noto is a big fan of X, and if he can just continue to sort of creep closer and closer to that platform, I do think that that's very exciting. I hope that if X wants to be the payment company that they so want to be, and they were talking about that on the podcast today. If they do get a card program, I pray it's with Galileo. But who knows? Who knows? We can only wish. It's definitely, in my opinion, going to be between the likes of Marqeta or Galileo, just because those are the two like really modern solutions. But yeah, I'll be the first to join of the 169 viewers to join Tanner's cult. The rumors happened a while ago. So the rumors were that alternative assets are coming, that mutual funds are coming, that options won't come till 2025. So far, we're hitting like 2 out of the 4 full rumors have already been true. So I think it's fair to say, once again, that this is doubling down on the idea that, yes, we are not going to see options for some time. That, yes, mutual funds and more alternative assets are coming to the platform, that automated accounts will be their full focus, and that if you are an individual investor buying shares of options, waiting for SoFi to potentially put this out in the next little bit, it just probably isn't coming. Now, from that same source, what I did hear was that as of like 2 weeks before I found that news out, level 1 options were going to come out in Q1 of 2024. Okay, Q1 of 2024. And then they said that they have a new push towards, automated accounts. And so they're just pushing that off to 2025. Seems like a drastic push off for potentially something that, if they've been working on it for this long, it was supposed to come out in like a month, that they're close to producing it, but I don't know. I'd like, that's more of a Tevis question than me in terms of just product development. I'm not in that space. So I realize I'm a party pooper, but I don't like Elon. 2 years ago, he flip-flopped on Bitcoin, and it was enough for me to part from him. Found him not credible. Okay. Yeah, I think everything that he's put out has been a pretty major success, so that's why I like him. But yeah, I don't know. I think that people can have opinions that change, and I don't even think is he anti-Bitcoin? But let the man get some new knowledge and change his mind. I think that's fair. I think every human has that option to do so. I wanted to talk about SoFi Stadium a little bit, just because they've been getting a lot of traction, or like that part of the company has been getting some traction because of, the new, what's it called? The Super Bowl for 2027 just got confirmed there. Summer Olympics 2028 is going to be at SoFi Stadium. There's a bunch of other things all the way through 2024 and 2025 and 2023 at the end. Taylor Swift, Beyonce, all these things were massive events that were put on. That's just seeing a ton of traction. BTS was there for however many days, just unbelievable amounts of numbers going there, that I think people overlook how big of an investment that was for SoFi. And at the time, whenever they did that, it was like early 2019. SoFi was barely making any money. So to sign away like a $600 million contract, which was more than the total amount of revenue that they made in the entire year. They didn't do it all in one shot, but still to sign that away is just crazy. I wanted to show you guys some of the offerings. I just saw this, and I don't know how many people actually know that this is the offering, right? So at a stadium that it can host up to 100,000 people. I think actually seated in the stands, it does 70,000. But for concerts and stuff, they'll actually put people on the field. It won't be a field whenever it's a concert, but you understand what I'm saying. If you are a SoFi member, it literally pushes people that as they're walking through the door and you're waiting in this drastically long lineup, well, why don't you go and skip the line? Just have an account at SoFi, become a SoFi member, and you can get in and seated quicker, okay? You can get 25% cash back if you spend through your SoFi account on concessions in that stadium. 25%. By the way, it's actually Block or Square, right, that does all of the actual payment processing for all of SoFi Stadium. Okay. There's other things like, the SoFi Money or SoFi Member Lounge, which people should actually look up. It's very nice for how many people I think that it is going to start to have to hold. Like, there will become a day, I think this is kind of funny, where the SoFi member line will become as long as the regular line. And if it ever becomes longer, then you might as well just stand in the regular line. So I do believe there will be a time where it's just 2 lines. But still, 25% cash back. It's just, it's insane. It's insane. It promotes a ton of new clients. That's why they do it. And I believe that it's working. Imagine as this scales, whenever they get SoFi Center, which did get pushed back to Q1 of 2025. But once they get a place that was in California, they're going to get another stadium, not even a stadium, an entire sports league, okay, completely named after them in Florida. That'll go all over America with SoFi's name branded on it, every team jersey, across the entire league. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, TGL, look it up. It's freaking exciting. SoFi just has a completely different customer acquisition strategy than any other fintech company around there. And I believe that it's working. They've shown massive success at SoFi Stadium. It's why they're going somewhere else. And I just believe that these additional benefits, member lounges, high cashbacks, all these things are just going to promote access to more viewers. But if SoFi brand awareness is the name of the game, what I think is most exciting is television access. Okay. So yes, the college games through the football at SoFi Stadium, all that is being televised. Very, very happy that's happening. SoFi's name is out there. But having the name on a logo that's going to be everywhere, and it's designed to be a televised sport, right? The actual stadium hosts like 2,000 people, the SoFi Center. But the fact that, they're trying to reach millions and millions of people online, it's every single large athlete that you can possibly think of is investing in it. It's pretty cool to have SoFi's name brand slapped all over it. Very, very cool. Meet Kevin and Elon are flip-floppers. Don't trust them. I like them both. I don't get mad if someone changes their mind if they see new information. I think flip-flop is like a weird term for someone that becomes more educated. It's like people have to be perfect the first time you meet them. I don't know. Kathy Wood venture fund only on SoFi. Well, that's not true. Kathy Wood's venture fund is available on a platform that I literally have my screen on right now. Titan. So it's not only on SoFi's platform. It's the only one on a large platform. But yeah. Yeah, they'll be by far the largest platform. I do think that it won't be exclusive forever. I'm sure Robinhood gets access to this soon. But it does show that SoFi hasn't dropped the ball on their ability to be sort of a large, fast-moving company that can bring pioneer-esque products to the market, right? They weren't the first. They were dang close. I'd like to see SoFi take an acquisition in the future that is an options platform. That would be a better fit for them. They so strongly disagree that I'm hearing quite the opposite, actually. Tesla still holds 9,700 Bitcoin as of 2 months ago. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Fair play. Trading apps are a dime a dozen. They could make their own. Do you think PayPal can become /pivot into a neobank? I don't know. It's seemingly that they are trying to get away from their digital wallet aspirations. I honestly think that the opposite is going to happen. I think that Dan Schulman was trying to make a big pivot towards digital wallets. And I think what investors are punishing or PayPal for a little bit is investors want them to be more like Visa and MasterCard and be the rails of payments rather than having to try to be a one-stop shop for customers, which is an amazing business model. I actually do like the idea of being this sort of digital wallet or neobank. But I also believe that there's just customers that are just winning in that field much more, like SoFi, for example. And so I actually think that the opposite will happen. I think that PayPal will kind of try to get away from it. Not get away. I just don't think they'll push for it. They'll keep the customers on their platform that are there. Yusuf, I bought SoFi yesterday at $9.33. Is that good? I mean, it'll be good in the long run. It'll be good in the long run, that's for sure. It's not a price that I'm buying at right now, just because it's been a large run up in the recent history. However, yeah, no, I think that if you have a strong stomach, that there'll be no problems there. But between now and the end of 2024, what's the end price target for the end of 2024? I think it'll probably be $20, maybe even a little bit more. But it's not like what it was whenever it was $4 or $5. I am late, lol. What did I miss? Man, there's a little bar. You just gotta grab it. It should be right here, right? Am I wrong? And then you just head on back. I don't mind. Watch it in fast speed and catch up. I'll be here. Actually, I might not. It's already 20 minutes. Let's talk some PayPal news, because I actually did get some really interesting PayPal news. I know maybe people aren't quite excited, or some people aren't very excited about PayPal. This is pretty interesting news, okay? This, I don't even want to say their name. James here, you guys will see the name, but I'm not going to say it. James here said, about every month I check on Datanyze to see PayPal's market share, and I saw a huge jump in this month in current websites using PayPal. First picture is most recently December 20th, and the second is from September 25th using the Wayback Machine. So let's take a look first at the second image. This is back in September, okay? September, what you could see here is that they had a market share of about 40%. They had added about 400 websites and dropped about 800. So they were actually slowly dropping off, seeing current websites at 445,000. Okay, 445,000. Very exciting. Cool, that's fine. But the most recent image takes sort of a different approach to their growth. Instead of bringing on 400 and dropping 800, they brought on 137,000 and dropped 1,000, growing their market share by nearly 5%. Current total websites almost hitting 600,000. Whoa. So is this a slip up on them collecting the data wrong? Or did PayPal, see such a massive increase in this most recent release that they did for December? That's mind-boggling, in my opinion. What is also interesting is the total market share, but it could be PayPal Complete Payments. See, PayPal Complete Payments is like their small business product that they wanted to publish that has PayPal's name brand slapped all over it. So it's not like Braintree, but it still has the ability to process individual payments and go to all these small merchants. And so that has been one thing. That's sort of the reason why they brought Alex Chris on, the new CEO, was just the idea that they would be able to publish new that they would be able to go to these different commerce platforms and offer this solution to WooCommerce, to Shopify, to all these ones that actually wanted to put it on their platform. Alex Chris is there to make that happen at an extremely fast pace. That could be this. That's SAP. Do you think this is because of SAP? Because I don't think that that would happen this fast. So I don't believe it yet. They got put on their marketplace to offer a solution. I'm sure we will see growth from it. I don't think you're going from 400 to 137,000. Maybe you're right. I haven't looked into it. That's the first time I thought about it, but that's not the way that I assumed that would happen. The Friday before Christmas reminds me of tomorrow, the SoFi Weekly. We are doing a Christmas gifting, the SoFi gentlemen are getting together. The SoFi Weekly gentlemen are getting together to talk about, or sorry, to gift each other some stock positions, which is quite interesting. I'm getting all excited. So I'll give you guys a little spoiler. I'm not the secret Santa or whatever to Roy. I was at first, and then we actually realized that changed. But if I was going to get Roy, I was going to give him block, because he said like he would never ever buy a Jack Dorsey company in his life. So I was just determined to get him block. But I no longer have him. I have Tevis. So I'm just gonna get him a great company. But yeah. If New wanted to enter the USA, perhaps the Latin community, how would you think that they could do that? Partnerships, perhaps, with who? Just curious. No, I don't think that there's a partnership in sight that Nubank wants to deal with. They'll develop it themselves. I honestly believe that they have some of the best technology in fintech, and that's what's making them win. World Cup on SoFi Stadium. So we're not sure yet. There's been some talks about how SoFi Stadium got dropped from the potential offering. Now they're saying that no, they're still in talks. It's up in the air as far as the last time that I heard from it, which was, I gotta say, like 2 weeks ago. When's the Q4 reporting date? It's not exact right now. Last year's January 30th, I think, January 30th. And this year, on the last earnings call during the Q&A, Anthony Noto said that we will have to see in February, which is what he said. So if he said February, I'm assuming like early February. They're usually very early to put out their numbers. I cannot wait, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be so exciting. It's going to be so exciting. All eyes. I'm not worried about net income. I want to see the number, but like all eyes are focused on the tech platform for me. Did they accelerate? How low did contribution margin actually go? Because they're going down. Okay, they will go down. Not on total platform. Total platform, like total SoFi will go up. I'm talking about on the tech platform. I believe that it'll go down. So I want to see what the acceleration is there. Get ready to update all those charts again. Yeah, I've got some huge news about that. I got some big news. Actually, I'll just give you guys a little hint, and then I'll go. My spreadsheets, I've looked at the total amount of like cells that I have filled out. Since the last time that I've showed you guys that spreadsheet, it's doubled. It's doubled. That I am tracking everything that there is to track about SoFi. It's gotten so good. So yeah, whenever Q4 comes out, it's just going to be amazing. I'm hoping to have some news about that and the SoFi video and all that stuff coming out, hopefully by end of year. But like I'm telling you, I'm working on it every single day, all the time. Okay, if I have free time, I'm working on this project. But it's going to be different than what I thought it was going to be to begin with. Yeah. But very fun. Very fun is all I'm going to say. But yeah, those charts, there's many charts. There's so many charts. Is there a way for us to get our hands on that spreadsheet? Would pay for it. Not as of today. There's no way to get your hands on that spreadsheet. But yeah, no, I do appreciate it. Yeah. But I still show it. Like I show it all the time. The Fed farts on January 30th and 31st. Okay, guys, if I don't see any other questions, I'm going to zoom up a little bit. Where do you see the share price in 5 to 10 years? Well, in 10 years, I think that we see like, well, from now, I don't know if we'll see a 10x. But to become a top 10 financial institution or even a top 10 American US bank, which is what Anthony Noto had said, there's a 10x in that playbook. So I believe a 10x. Any SoFi potential headwind short term? Yeah, there's tons. Interest rates. Speaking of which, I just put out this chart. Well, I just made this chart. I haven't published it. Talking about the net spreads that SoFi actually has for their lending versus interest rates. Paints a pretty clear picture rather than talking about how SoFi has been making less. Well, let's actually talk about exactly how much less. So that just finished up today. Which CEO would you want to meet and ask one question out of all fintech CEOs? Anthony Noto. I don't know. Or maybe David Velez and just be like, hey, when are you coming to America? Honestly, in the back of your head, when's the next company that you want to expand to? I think that's such a fun question, but yeah. No disrespect, people ask some weird questions when it comes to stock. No disrespect taken. Probability of large shadow bank like BlackRock acquiring SoFi. I don't think that BlackRock acquires SoFi. I want to meet David Velez. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Love you. Having fun. I have too much fun, but I got to go. I'm going to go back to work. Appreciate you. Bye for now.